now it's time.
It's time to mock Zumock.
And actually, I don't have to be the one to do it because Chad is still going on Misery Loves Company.
I don't know why he does that. I'm so glad he
love
does.
it.
It's so funny.
It's my favorite thing that's happening
great.
on the internet right now is these guys just clowning Chad to his face. So it starts off now. If you remember, I played a clip where Chad was talking about how he talks to Jim Florentine every day for an hour on the phone. And Kevin thought that was very gay. I think Bob agreed with that. So now Chad's going to call Jim Florentine while he's on the show to tell him that Kevin thinks it's gay that they talk on the phone every day.
Hello. Hey, Jim, I'm on the podcast with Kevin and Bob right now, and I told him that you thought us talking on the phone was gay, and you have a message for Kevin.
Riding a bike is 10 times gayer than talking on the phone.
It is.
If I had a tandem bike, you'd be correct. If I was riding with a guy for an hour every day, how long do you talk to Don Jameson? Like, how gay? What are you, a fucking? What are you, like a therapist?
Kevin basically said if he had a tandem bike, that would make gayer, and he goes, "How long do you talk to Don Jameson on the phone?"
And are you a
I
therapist?
rarely talk to Don Jameson on the phone, but just that you have to go, "Hey, honey, where's my bike helmet?" You might as well just fucking go, "Where's the Vaseline?" Because Bob Levy's going to fuck me in the ass.
So
wow.
So this is a weird thing that's going on because Chad has to relay the conversation.
It reminds me of
back and
Seinfeld's
forth.
parents on a show.
Right.
Tell him.
Yeah. So now Jim's going to set the record straight because it is weird that they would talk on the phone every day for an hour. You'd run out of shit to talk about, you would think.
First of all, I don't talk to Chad every day, maybe 3 days a week for maybe 30 minutes at a time.
Okay.
Just to catch up with all of his views and all of the shit that he's doing and other comics. He fills me in on what's going on. So it's not like, hey, so what are you wearing? It's none of that. He just fills me in what the fuck he's up to 3 times a week for 30 minutes.
What are you wearing?
One phone call with Bob Levy going, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Takes a fucking hour and a half.
It totally does. He's totally right about that.
All right. So Chad goes, we've rarely missed a day in the last 7 years. We talk on the phone every single day. And Jim Florentine in media is like, we don't talk every day. That's a ridiculous thing to say. So
Nobody believed that.
I was shocked to find out that Chad Zumock's a liar. I know. Even his friend Jim Florentine is like, well, no, that's actually not true
Would
at
it
all.
embarrass you if I told your audience that we talk on the phone for an hour every day?
It would. Don't tell everyone that.
Okay.
Plus, the international phone calls are really driving up my bills, so we have to talk about that. Maybe we
Minnesota's
can DM.
local.
We can DM instead. All right. So what they decide to do, which is smart, is send Jim Florentine the link so they can just be on the show, so they don't have to relay the conversation back and forth. So for the rest of the show, Jim's on, and that's great because Jim's hilarious.
I love Jim,
as you can tell. So we have 3 funny people and Chad Zumock, and actually the people watching are funny too. I should point out.
What's the Bob story, Jim, that you told me that he tried to hook up with some chick and he like slept in the bed with some other guy? Like,
oh yeah.
What was that one all about? I forgot.
So Chad's contribution is, hey, tell that funny story that you're really good at telling, because that's what Chad brings to a show. But my favorite part here is the super chat that says, Chad looks like he burglarized an poor old lady's home and is now wearing her sunglasses.
Nailed it.
It's pretty good. So the super chat's nothing but trashing Chad Zumock this entire episode.
Why does he go on?
Which is great.
I mean, thank God he goes on.
Now, this was recorded on December 26th. And as we all know, as everyone knows, Chad's birthday is the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Chad. He has to remind us all that it's his birthday coming up.
It's my birthday tomorrow, everybody. Donate!
Oh yeah, Chad, how old are you tomorrow?
Turn 48.
Wow.
48. 48. No wife. How are you not married at 48? 14. When's the first time you got married?
46.
Oh, well, but you had a lot of fucking girlfriends before that.
Yeah, but I knocked my chick up, so I'm a white guy, so I did the right thing and I married her.
That's pretty funny. I love that Kevin Brennan just laughs in his face. You're 48. You're living in that shitty apartment with nothing going on in your life. You're 48. I'm 28. I get it. You're still trying to get a career going, but 48. So then they decided to give Chad some advice.
you never have to get married again because you'd be like, that my last marriage was so bad. So if you meet a woman and she's like, I love you, I want to get married to you, you go like, I can't. Like Chad's using that whole thing like, I can't have a girlfriend because I don't want to drag her into this mess. I mean, he had a girlfriend. They almost died in a fucking car crash. Someone fucking T-boned him.
I told Chad, you're in Florida. There's a bunch of rich divorcees down there. Find one of them and fucking just live off of them. You know what I mean? They'll be in a mansion. They got all this money in the divorce. They're still fucking hot.
Well, their faces look like they melted in a fire, but the whole thing is that their bodies are pretty good, and they have a
they're
lot
tan.
of money.
They got the fucking fake tits. Just why not?
So
That's actually good advice.
It actually is a good advice. It's funny because Jim Florentine's going, I told Chad to just marry a rich woman.
Yeah.
Like, literally on their phone calls that they do every other day. That's literally what Jim's telling him. Like, the career thing ain't working. The comedy thing, not working. You don't really have skills. You're not marketable in any single way. Maybe you just find like a rich widow.
Arm candy? Is he candy? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's a bag of something. I don't know that it's candy.
That's gross.
And I love that during all of that, they're talking about Chad. He just has to sit there and watch.
Yeah.
Like he's at the kids' table and the adults are talking. It's pretty pathetic. And now we learn a little bit about Chad's dating life. I'm going to remind everyone he's 48 years old. And Kevin wants to know if he's ever even lived with a girl.
A girl.
But Chad's not used to living with somebody. I don't think he's ever lived with a woman before, so that's the thing. He's right.
No, I kind of did. The girl I dated, Sarah, we didn't
for a couple months or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, we were like hanging around each other quite a bit, and then.
So you don't talk to the girl with the broken shoulder?
We message. It's all good.
Okay, Chad wants to get this topic changed immediately. Yeah, but what about that other girl? Yeah, no. Everything's great. Everything's amazing. I'm always going out with chicks and stuff. I like that he's never lived with someone he's been dating, but they hung out a lot, so he kind of lived with her. Translation,
Yes.
crashed at her place all the time.
I would agree.
Yeah, you could tell exactly what that meant.
Can I ask Jenny Jingles a question?
Uh-oh.
Sure, why not?
So, of the four men on screen right now, Kevin Brennan, Jim Florentine, let's leave the one out that's been in your basement. So Jim Florentine is off.
Okay.
Of the three remaining, F, marry, kill.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Okay, hold on. Okay.
F, marry, kill music.
Oh my God. Well, that's.
I think someone has been killed to that music for sure. Almost definitely.
You're getting bored, producer Chris.
Okay.
You're just
Okay.
DJing over there.
Fuck, marry, kill.
All right, you're just pointing. You're not helping us. You got to say names.
It's an audio format.
Yeah, it's a
primarily.
podcast.
This is in Megatons.
Remember radio shows, Jen? It's like that.
I thought that they could see what I was looking at.
They can see what you're thinking.
I plead the fifth.
Come on, you just picked it. What are you doing?
I forgot what I even picked. I'm so mad that Jim Florentine's off the table.
You can't marry Jim, all right? So what are you going to do?
Who's he at the top?
Kevin Brennan.
Okay. Marry Kevin Brennan.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, God. Kill.
All right, stop it. All right,
Levy.
stop it right there. What the fuck just happened?
I don't know.
What the fuck? You're going to kill Bob Levy?
Well,
I'm very disappointed. We're going to have a conversation after
I
this.
think she's going to fuck Chad Zumock, Carl.
he's the youngest of the bunch, and Florentine is off
That's
the table.
gross.
All right.
I think that's the hope. I think that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, you got it there. Good job.
I was under duress.
All right. All right. So let's look at some more super chats. Fucking with Chad.
Those shows are brutal anyway. They're outside.
Brutal. Yeah.
And it's like everyone's.
Oh, and I want to point something out while we're looking at these super chats. The first
Like
one here
drunk
is.
and-
Sorry, I'm backing up real quick. First, Chad only drinks to get ready for his next heist. Is the first one here. Now, what Jim is talking about is a time that he bombed on like MTV Spring Break. He bombed really bad, and they're trying to find the VHS tape of it because he wants to go back and play it. But he was getting booed and heckled and stuff on TV.
Those shows are brutal anyway. They're outside.
Brutal. Yeah.
And it's like everyone's like drunk and you see the palm trees and no one's even paying attention.
And that Paulie sure had these fanatical fans.
So then the next one from Justin A for $50. Chad only has 4 more days to get drunk. Here's to alcohol poisoning. Because as we know, Chad's going to stop drinking in the new year, starting tomorrow. No more drinking for him. But I was thinking about this and the fact that Jim Florentine's on here and self-deprecating, talking about a time that he bombed really bad and how embarrassing it was. Real comics tell stories about them bombing. They're not insecure about it. I've never heard Chad ever talk about doing anything but killing. You notice that?
But I've never seen any evidence of that.
Of him killing?
On stage.
But so this is my point. You ever see that Rick and Morty episode where the parasites can only plant good memories into people? And that's how you know they're parasites? Chad's a parasite, is my point. Am I making a leap here? Total recall. I mean, this is what's happening here. Chad's never once been like Jim Florentine, like, oh my God, you should have seen this. I was bombing so bad. Because he's always bombing.
Well, right.
He has to pretend that he doesn't bomb. Whereas Florentine's funny. So he's fine with it.
Sure.
Did I go too far for that one?
I don't
know. I thought you guys were going to be with me on it. What about Potato? What about the Potato Head? Are you with me on this one?
I don't watch cartoons.
Good point. Now, Chad's going to read that comment that we see on the screen here. And what's great is that we get into this conversation. Chad, like a month ago, brought up that his stepdad used to beat him if he didn't have his coffee in the morning. And he was looking for sympathy from everyone, and it's backfired. Everyone just fucking rips on Chad now for talking about getting beat up by his stepdad before he had coffee.
Yeah, from Justin A. Chad has only 4 more days to get drunk. Here's the alcohol poisoning. That's rude.
That is rude. That's not very Christmassy.
That's my birthday tomorrow. Come on.
Do you have flashbacks when you were, now that your birthday's coming up, when you were younger and, I don't know if you know about this, Jim, but he had a stepfather that used to beat him when the coffee wasn't ready. I mean, that must have been tough. I mean, my God. Do you have nightmares of that still to this day?
Yeah, from time to time I'll think about it. I'm like, wow, that was fucked up.
Like when you smell coffee, if you drive by Starbucks, do you have a fucking reaction?
Do you duck when you're driving by?
So what happens here is Jim Florentine's kind of laying back because he's buddies with Chad. And it just gets to be so much fun that he has to get involved in the mix on this one. And I can't remember if Jim Florentine jumps in on this clip or not, but they're trying to explain why it would be that his stepdad would beat him just because he didn't have coffee. Doesn't even make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he came into my life and
why do you think he hated you?
I think he was just an angry, abusive guy.
Right, he didn't really want it.
But also, Chad, you're kind of annoying, so it's a dangerous.
Coffee or not, you know what I mean?
But also, Chad, I mean, you're pretty beatable.
Yeah.
You got a punchable face. You got to admit that, too. So this is where Florentine goes off because they start talking about why would your mom be with this guy who beat you? Why would she do that to you? So Jim's got some ideas about that.
His mom probably fucking sucked his dick and swallowed, so this guy's holy shit, and then he has to move in with her. She's probably giving him anal, and then he has to move in and he's got a fucking kid.
Chad's got to listen to this.
He's putting it in my Zumock.
He's talking about your mom. He's talking about your mom, Chad.
No, but because his mom supposedly was pretty wild, so then he's like, "Now I gotta get cock blocked by this 10-year-old."
No, what happened was
talk in the morning.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I can't top this, obviously.
This is really too much.
Someone put in a super chat after this. They said, Chad, I bought you 1,000 followers for Christmas.
Aww.
Which they didn't acknowledge, but I wish they would have. But anyway, this conversation about Chad's mom and his stepdad goes on.
Towards the end, she realized she fucked up. So it was.
Look, in your mom's defense, the guy probably had a huge cock.
Yeah.
So she's like, holy shit. So she's like, all right, he could beat my son. He's fucking pounding me with this 12 inches.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm just saying. I would understand. Okay.
I'm just saying. Your mom probably liked a huge cock in her ass. What's the problem? I love it. Florentine's the best.
Talking about my best friend.
All right. And then they talk about how they're like, did you ever walk in on them having sex? And Chad says, yeah, actually I did. Walk in on them in the living room once.
I swear to God, I walked in on them having sex in the living room of this apartment. My mom, they were still dating at the time. butt ass naked, and I remember distinctively because the Wings, Paul McCartney's band, was playing on the record player at the time. So every time I hear Wings, I picture my
I thought
mom.
they were in line waiting to go next.
Every time I hear a Wings song, I think about my stepdad fucking my mom and I'm walking in on it. It was disgusting.
What position were they in when you saw him?
Oh, he was getting her from behind. He was.
Yeah, see, then that's like in the 70s. And women rarely
80s.
took her from behind. Or the 80s, so she was fucking wild. It might have been in her ass, too.
Come on.
And then Silly Love Songs was playing on in the background.
Happy birthday to you.
Really paints a picture. Fucking
Not a good scene.
All right, let's talk about the latest grift from Chad Zumock. He's the grift that keeps on giving. This is a tweet he put out just yesterday. So at American Air, lost my luggage with all my clothes, podcast equipment, headphones, chargers, toiletries, razor, Christmas presents on a carry-on bag. They forced me to check, even though there was plenty of room in the overhead. Fix this ASAP at Charlotte Airport. You fucked up. You fucked me big time, is what he writes. All right. Now, first off, how does this make sense? They forced him to check a bag that it was going to be his carry-on. Now, when that happens, it's usually at the gate.
Right.
And they put it directly into the airplane.
Usually.
You don't lose that. How do you lose that? Doesn't make sense.
Right. And the second thing I was thinking is they probably forced him to check it because it's a full-size suitcase
It
that
probably
he was
too big.
trying to use.
Right, to save the $25.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm
debating
the Christmas presents. Overweight piece of luggage.
Or it was overweight.
Okay.
Overweight, yeah.
Fair enough.
So then American Air responds, because he tagged him in it. We want to help. DM your baggage claim ID and we'll have a closer look. And Chad writes, I have an incident number because of your reckless employees. So I guess he doesn't have his baggage claim ID. And then the fun begins underneath this thread. Silver Eagle, hope this is corrected before your flight to Rochester. Reverend Bob Levy writes, you brought all of your clothes? I'm not going to give everyone credit. I smell an insurance claim. If he claims he has a mic stand, you know it's bullshit. Right?
That's true.
Did they get the crumpled up wad of old 20s too? Oh, the humanity. Report that missing upper lip as well.
People have really latched onto that.
If they lost your podcast equipment, they actually did a public service. Karma is a thing. Good to know. So you're out like $38. And then someone tags American Air. Be cautious, American Air. Chad is a known scammer and looking to cash out. Why do bad things happen to good people? With a smiley face. Let's see. I had this happen to me once. They have people at the airport that can help with this. A little inconvenient, but they made up for it with first-class upgrades. Best part, I didn't need to go on social media and bitch like a lunatic to get it fixed. Relax, sweetie. And then someone wrote, did this happen before or after your most recent car accident? So, that's fun. He's always up to something.
He has got a lot going on.
Chad Zumock.
Who are these podcasts? WAT.